Be seated.
Simula na ng ating Advent hour, itong susunod na 7 araw. At katulad ng binanggit natin kanina, we step up our preparations. We sang, O come, Emmanuel, right? So we're expecting Jesus to respond by coming. Hindi naman maganda yung sabihin natin, punta ka na dito. Tapos pagdating niya, tulog naman tayo. Di ba? So we have to to prepare, to be alert, to be awake. So can you tell the person beside you, prepare, be alert, be awake. Tapos sabihin niyo, bukas, be awake ulit, ha? And the next 7 days. Yung kanta kinanta natin kanina, I don't know if we really can relate with the Israelites when they actually really sang that and longed for their deliverer. Kasi sila, ito ilang beses ko na sinabi rin to, no? Sila, napasailalim sa iba't ibang mga bansa na mas makapangyarihan sa kanila. They were under different oppressors for 1,000 years. Isipin ninyo yun, 1,000 years. Tayo, mga Pilipino, 400 years lang. 400 years sa mga Amerikano. Mga Spanish. No? We were under Spanish rule for 400 years and we did not like it. Naging mga alipin tayo sa kanila. We didn't like it. Wala pang kalahati yan sa dinanas ng mga Israelita. Imagine that. So, when they sang, O come, Emmanuel, our deliverer, our Messiah, they really, really meant it from the heart. We must understand we too need a deliverer. Kasi tayo ngayon, we're still under oppression. We're still under oppression. I don't know if you have studied or have read about slavery and the evils of it and how cruel it is. But ganun yun, I can just imagine yung history natin, no? Sa Philippine history. One of the most unforgettable and cruel things that we experienced was under the Japanese, which was called the Death March. Tatandaan niyo ba sa history ninyo yun? The Death March ng World War II. Pinagmarcha yung mga ninuno natin hanggang gutom sila, pagod sila, pag hindi makalakad, pinapatay. But it was one of the darkest experiences in our history. But imagine that, we have come a long way. Humanity has come a long way, but there is still injustice. It still oppresses us in different forms. Actually, meron pa ring mga katulad yan, may mga bansa pa rin na nangaapi ng iba, nanggugulang, nangaagaw ng lupa ng may lupa, hindi ba? Dahil malakas yung military power nila. Maybe not as bad as before, but there's still that. There are other forms of injustice. Ang totoo po niyan, ang kahirapan, ang kagutuman, injustice. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng injustice? It's something that is wrong. And justice simply means righting the wrong, correcting the wrong. And it is wrong for man, for anyone, for any human being to starve, to go hungry, or to be poor. It's injustice. Because God made us good and provided us with abundance. Ang tunay, ang original na layunin at kalooban ng Diyos para sa atin, makikita dun sa Genesis. Nung ginawa niya tayo, nilagay niya tayo sa hardin, sa paraiso. At marangya, di ba? Maganda yung buhay, may kapayapaan, walang pagkukulang sa pagkain, walang pagkukulang sa pag-ibig, walang kasalanan, walang gulangan, walang galit, walang awayan. That's justice. That's what's right. That's what we need to go back to. And today, we have the consequences of sin in our fallen human nature, which is why we have hunger, we have poverty, we have inequality. Di ba? Hindi pantay-pantay ang mga tao eh. Merong sakit at merong kamatayan. Lahat yon injustice. Lahat yon hindi kalooban ng Diyos. Kaya tayo nag-yearn, kumakanta, Panginoon, come, deliver us, restore us back to your will. Restore us back to Eden, to paradise, to heaven on earth. Right the wrong, come, correct it. In the next 7 days, we will focus on who this Messiah is who will deliver us from our sins and from the injustices that are the consequences of sin. We will hear today, this Messiah is wisdom from on high. Tomorrow, we're going to hear about him being the Lord of might. The next days, the branch of Jesse's tree, key of David, the day spring from on high, the desire of nations, and Emmanuel, the God who is with us. This is our Messiah. This is he who will deliver us. Actually, he will deliver us from us. Because left to ourselves, we will destroy ourselves. We need to be delivered from our sins, from our greed, from our quarreling, from our destroying each other, from our bringing destruction upon ourselves. Our hope is in the Messiah, not in any president, not in any superpower, not in any economy of other countries, but in the Messiah. Kaya natin kinakanta, come, come, Emmanuel. Actually, He's already come, right? Kaya nga sabi dun sa gospel natin realize someone greater than all of these things that we put our trust in is here. Someone greater than, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, European countries, Hong Kong, Japan, the Middle Eastern countries, America. Someone greater than all of those is here. And our hope is in Him. And by the way, if we ask Him to come, and if we ask Him to come and we don't believe that He can right the wrong here, that we want to escape from here, then that's an insult to Him. Right? Kung sabihin natin, punta ka naman dito, tulungan mo kami. Tapos dumating siya. Tapos sabihin natin, tanggalin mo kami dito sa mundo dahil ang daming problema dito. Ang sinasabi natin, hindi mo kayang lutasin yung mga problema namin. Right? No. He will come here to be with us, to right the wrong, to correct the wrong, so that this world, which the situation of which we don't like, He will make a paradise. He will make heaven come here. We don't have to escape this, our inheritance, because He's coming, someone greater than the hopes that we put in, the countries we put our hopes in, will come here. And He will right the wrong. What we need to do is prepare for His coming and recognize the day of His visitation and respond to His presence, to His lordship, to obey, which is what wisdom is. You know, we live in the information age. Ang dami nating information. In a few seconds, after clicking a button on the computer or even on a handheld device, we can have millions of bits of information. Mag-search engine ka lang, magtanong ka kung ano man tanong, ang daming sagot. Millions in a few seconds. And so we acknowledge that, and we appreciate that. But wisdom is not information. Wisdom is knowledge correctly applied. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng wisdom. Knowledge correctly applied, not just flaunted. Hindi lang pinapagmayabang, kundi ina-apply. There's a big difference between knowing and applying. Sa kaalaman at sa karunungan. Yung marunong, may alam at ina-apply niya. Yung may kaalaman lang at hindi ina-apply, hindi marunong yun. Right? Iba ang kaalaman sa karunungan. Big difference. The problem with us is some of us, many of us, know too much and do too little. You know what the patriarch describes it this way. They're educated beyond their level of obedience. And sadly, some Christians are like that. We tend to be like that. We have a lot of knowledge. Every day, every week, we listen to someone who gives us knowledge. We read about knowledge. But we are educated beyond the level of our obedience. We don't apply as much as we know. The psalmist said, "Better is the little of the righteous than the abundance of many wicked." Similarly, better is little knowledge applied than a lot of knowledge not lived out. Tama? Pakikalabit nga yung katabi ninyong natutulog. Sabi niyo, agree ka ba doon? See, Jesus is the wisdom from on high because He was incarnate. He's not just a written word, inactive. No, He's the Word incarnate. He's alive. He's the Word manifested, demonstrated, come to life. That's why He's the wisdom from on high. Sabi rin niya, no? Jesus' own words. Wisdom is vindicated by her deeds. Not just by knowledge, not just by information, but by application. It's in translation, sabi, a man is proved to be wise by what he does. Not by what he knows, by what he does. Another translation says, wisdom is vindicated by her actions, not our opinions. Think about it. Many of us are opinionated. But do we do according to our opinions? Sabi isang nung boss ko dati, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But no one is entitled to violate or not apply their own opinion. If it's your opinion, then live it out, right? Live it out. James, in his famous chapter 3 verses about wisdom, says this, who among you is wise, let him show it by good deeds. Deeds is what separates wisdom from knowledge. In the Message translation, this is what it says. Do you want to be counted wise? To build a reputation for wisdom? Here's what you do. Live well. Live wisely. Live humbly. It's the way you live, not the way you talk, that counts. Mean-spirited ambition is not wisdom. Boasting that you are wise is not wisdom. Twisting the truth to make yourselves sound wise is not wisdom. It's the furthest thing from wisdom. It's animal cunning, devilish conniving. Whenever you're trying to look better than others or get the better of others, things fall apart and everyone ends up at the other's throat. Real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with the holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. It is gentle and reasonable, overflowing with mercy and blessings. Not hot one day and cold the next. Not two-faced. And I underlined these following words. You can develop a healthy, robust community that lives right with God and enjoy its results only if you do the hard work of getting along with each other and treating each other with dignity and honor. Ang totoong wisdom daw, yung nagkakasundo sa isang komunidad. Pakikalabit uli yung katabi ninyo. Sabihin ninyo, Bible na nagsabi niyan, ha? Bible na nagsabi niyan. Yet another translation says this, by all means, don't brag about being wise and good if you are bitter and jealous and selfish. That is the worst sort of lie. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, inspired by the devil. Some translations, worldly, self-centered, demonic. Wisdom from above is pure, peaceable, gentle, reasonable. And by reasonable, it means willing to yield. Hindi yung all-knowing. Hindi yung, ito yung alam ko eh. Hindi na ako mauusog dito. Hindi na ako matitinag dito. Ito yung alam ko, ito yung kinagisnan ko, ito yung minana ko. I'm not open-minded. This is what it is. This is the truth. And I will not move. Well, there are essentials that will not change, and we stand firm on those things. But many times, we argue and debate about minor things and non-essentials. And they become the source of our quarrels and our divisions. But real wisdom is reasonable, willing to yield, willing to be humble, willing to be corrected, teachable. That's true wisdom. The wisdom from on high is applying all of these things. It's what will bid our sad divisions cease as we sing. At the end of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus concludes with this. He says, Therefore, he who hears these words of mine and acts upon them will be likened to a wise man who built his house upon the rock. Because even if the storms come, the winds blow, the waters rise, the house will stand. But he who hears these words of mine and accumulates knowledge but doesn't apply them will be likened to a foolish man who built his house upon the sand, shaky ground. So that when the winds blow and the storms come and the waters rise, the house will fall and great will be its fall. Foolishness is not applying what we have heard. You see, when we cry out, O come, Emmanuel, we desire for the ideal, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But it won't get us anywhere if we don't listen to our deliverer and obey what he says. Again, wisdom is not knowing. Wisdom is not talking. Wisdom is not complaining. Wisdom is not bragging about what we know. It's doing. It's doing. Someone greater, someone wiser is here. Let us listen to him. Let us heed what he says. Let us hear and act. In the song that we will sing in the next 7 days, O come, Emmanuel. One line goes, to us the path of knowledge show. And doesn't end there. Doesn't end in just him showing us the path of knowledge. To us the path of knowledge show, and teach us in her ways to go. Teach us to apply what we accumulate as knowledge. Not just know, but apply. Teach us that. Because that is wisdom from on high. And that's the way it is in the kingdom of our God.